So new van, new layout. This is our new demonstrator, possibly up for sale. So it's T5.1 on a 2010, so an early one. Nice though, no AdBlue, so it's nice easy van to live with, really economical, 2-litre engine. So yeah, quite good. Started as a builder's van, like many of them, so we wanted to show you what we've done with this one. We were going to go down this sort of pretty usual format, side kitchen, rock and roll bed, 4 seat belts, and change the fronts to captains, but we decided in the end that we were going to keep the double when we'd got the new quick release swivel, which we reckon, you know, is such a great product. It's worth keeping the double seat for, just for that. It's nice, and of course it keeps 3 seat belts up the front. We thought we'd change from the rock and roll bed just to give us a bit more space and just to do something slightly different. So we've gone for Van Furniture's L-shape setup and slightly modified it just to suit what we were doing, and got it in a nice blue, which I believe is the Costa Rica Velour. It's one of their sort of staple colours. It's really lovely, great looking. So here we are. This is the L-shape lounge coupled up with the Van Furniture normal sized width kitchen. Like I said, it's all that birch ply. We've just matched the fridge in the Dometic CRX50, just tied that in colour wise with that. Van shades pods in denim match really well if you go for the Costa Rica, so that's a great colour combo. And we've got the blue Skyline pop top, which looks a little bit lighter on the inside, but obviously the canvas on the outside does match as well. So again, all 3 bits are tied in lovely. So again, back to the L-shape, a little bit of a different format to your rock and roll bed. Obviously it does protrude past the door a touch, but we're prepared to sort of sacrifice that door entry point. Yeah, we don't think that's a problem with that just overhanging from the edge there. And of course, you know, your rock and roll bed will pull out that far anyway when it's in its bed mode. But with this, you obviously still do have access to, you know, the back of it. And again, another little product is the Skyline bifold bed. That is critical to this layout because it makes it so you can stand a lot closer to the edge. I mean, I'm 5'8", so not particularly tall, but I can get all the way to the end of that L shape, standing up at the hinge point there, and you know, you're maximizing your space. Whereas if you go for a single fold bed, then you aren't going to get that height as you go towards back. They work great with a rock and roll bed setup, but obviously for something like this where you can stand a little bit further down the van, then yeah, the bifold is perfect for that. So this is Van Furniture's 1600 L-shape with some custom cushions in tartan, which I now believe they're going to start doing the tartan in their most common products, the U-shape, which again is another great layout from the guys there. It's just a super practical, super spacious, really social setup. Again, this is kind of half of that, so we've got the best of both worlds really, sort of half of the U-shape, half of the kitchen size arrangement there. We haven't put a cooker and sink in this yet, as we're debating what we're going to go, whether we're going to do diesel or gas, so that's still on the cards. And we've got just a little panel there where we can mount the solar controller and a few other bits and bobs that we're going to put on there. Okay, so let's first show you the bed setup. So what we'll do is we'll quickly slide out the L shape and turn it into its full bed. So to do that, you just want to slide out the main part of the bed across to the kitchen, and then you've got your 2 cushions which simply make their way into the side there, and that forms your 1600 by 1100 bed. Now we've mounted it slightly further in towards the van, so it's level with the kitchen pod at the back there. So effectively you are going to get a little bit more space. So if you've got your pillows up towards the back of the van, you've probably got closer to about 1800 in length, but what you don't have is that 1800 bed protruding all the way to your door. So keeping to the 1600 just makes it a little bit more practical for a short wheelbase T5. If you've got a long wheelbase, then an 1800 would be ideal because you're going to get that full length bed out of it. But like I say, the pillows are going to go up towards the tailgate end, so you are going to be able to sneak a bit more space out of that layer. So we think that's quite a good sized bed. It's pretty decent, fairly comfortable. I'd still employ a topper on it just to even it out, so you don't get any of those, feel those bumps that are in it. Just get a nice comfortable night's sleep with that. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we've taken the cushions off so you can get a better idea of how everything sits with the L-shape. So these are the two main boxes. You can put them any way around you wish. So if you want to mount them towards the driver's side of the vehicle, or put them around the other way on the back and just use, say, like a smaller pod up the front, you can. They are totally universal. So the rear box section, if you like, is a nice big trunk, which, as you can see, that is going to get you loads and loads of stuff in there. Awnings, chairs, chocks, all your camping paraphernalia. It's a really good space. You will have to scribe it to suit the wheel arch if you're putting it over this side, or obviously on the other side if you're going to mount it on the driver's side of the vehicle. But that's the beauty of it, and I really prefer that. I like it all when it comes square, and we can just make the shapes to suit the vans. And of course it gives us free rein on where we mount these. So this is the rear one, just drop that back down, and this is your side unit. So if we slide this out, this is what forms the bed, as you can see there. So that's your full bed pulled out, and then this side is hinged. So if you do have large items in there, then of course you can get access to that. And when the bed is slid out as well, you've also got access through that part of the bed into there. And from the internals, you do have a door that folds down, so you can get into it when you've got your cushions on the top. So, and we find, they slide pretty well. Yeah, really easy to use, nice and simple. There's that. We have added another panel to the back of these because the van furniture L-shape does come as a three-sided box, not four. So we've added that little extra panel in there just to complete the side of it. So when you open the door, then you've got a complete box. So if we come out here, you can see what I mean. So you will have to add that little section onto it if you want to make it a complete storage box. So that gives you an idea of how much it does protrude out of and over the step. We just leave the step as it is, like that. It's really not going to affect anything. And of course you've still got a rather large entrance into the van anyway, more than comfortable enough to get in and out quite easily. So here we are at the back of the van. We've put the cushions back on now, so you can see how they'll sit. So yeah, just what we were talking about. The 1600 does sit a little bit in, so it's then level with the wardrobe on the back of the van, so it does give us a bit of space. We are hoping that we're going to be able to use a chair pod to go on the tailgate to store our camping chairs. Again, that saves them from then being in a cupboard, so it's useful. It's sitting a little bit further forward. So on the back here we do have a door to access the inside of that large trunk section, which is pretty handy. Everything's soft closed, so they'll shut nice, and they're sprung to keep the door shut, so you don't need to have an extra catch on there, and we find that works pretty well. It's a really nice quality laminated birch. We think it looks great. Really like the GTI cushions, which like I said, Van Furniture is offering, so they tie in really nice with the covers that we've got up on the front seats.